Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Tarte Cosmetics racist Instagram post. I know this drama occurred prior to my previous video, but in my opinion, there's no expiration on topics like these. As with my previous video, I don't consider this to be tea necessarily. I see this as an opportunity to use this situation as an example to educate people who may not understand why Tarte's post was so problematic and offensive to some. When this story initially broke, I noticed a lot of people saying things like, "Big deal, this is reaching, they're just words, people get offended by anything these days," and on. And then there were people who just simply did not understand how this post was interpreted as racist. I wanted to use this as an opportunity to share and perhaps educate my viewers on why the words used in Tarte's post could be seen as derogatory to some, because while I don't believe that Tarte intentionally meant this as a racial slur towards the Asian community, I do think the post was incredibly ignorant, and I can totally understand why people were offended. So in this video, one of my supporters who was very vocal about her opinion on the subject in the thread of the tweet I posted with respect to this matter was kind enough to allow me to ask her questions regarding her personal experience with the words ching chong to gain better insight into what those words mean to someone of Korean descent. But first, let's talk about the background on the story in case you missed it. So it started off when Tarte Cosmetics reposted a meme from Harush's Instagram page. Harush, who goes by Styled by Harush on Instagram, is a celebrity makeup artist who works with the Kardashians. She also collabed with Tarte in August 2016 on the Styled by Harush palette. So Harush posted the now deleted meme to her Instagram page, which read as follows: "My brain during the day, potato, or potato, ching chong, tomato. My brain at night, I wonder why the earth was placed exactly here and allowed us to provide a perfect climate to sustain human life." First of all, in my opinion, the words ching chong are completely irrelevant to this meme, so much so that they literally could have been replaced with anything such as ding dong and still had the same effect, which, by the way, is this meme even funny? Is it just me in thinking this meme wasn't even post-worthy to begin with? Like, take out the fact that it's offensive, I'm pretty sure it doesn't even make sense, and on top of everything is completely irrelevant to both Harush and Tarte's makeup/beauty related pages. Tarte does post the occasional non-makeup related post, but if you look at the aesthetic of Harush's Instagram page, there are literally no memes in between the posts of her feeling herself and keeping up with the Kardashians, so I have no idea how this meme even made the cut. Even if it wasn't offensive, it's fucking stupid and likely only used by both parties as a quick engagement strategy, as a lot of companies will post memes specifically asking their followers to like it if it relates to them, or they'll say tag someone who does this as Harush did. They do this to up their engagement in most cases. It's an easy way to get likes and get people to tag their friends who the post may relate to, resulting in a shitload of exposure to potential new followers and a shitload of engagement on the post. Now, I'm not saying all companies use this for exposure purposes, but it is a tactic used in social media marketing. Anyway, regardless of the intention of this post, it backfired when Tarte reposted it to their Instagram page. After receiving a ton of backlash from people saying that the post was racist and offensive, it was quickly deleted and replaced with this apology, which read as follows: "We deeply apologize to anyone we offended today. It was a complete oversight and we absolutely didn't mean to post with that intention. We removed immediately and spoke with the intern explaining why it was offensive." Now listen, talk about making a bad situation worse. Imagine apologizing, but the apology isn't really an apology because not only are you not owning up to your mistake, you're blaming an intern that your company hired. What does that say about Tarte as a company? Even if we were to believe this bullshit, an intern is an intern and should be expected to make mistakes, but whose mistake is it really? Is it the intern's mistake or the company's mistake for not overseeing the post? The intern is there to learn and the company should take the heat for them, but this is of course if you believe the whole intern excuse. I personally do not believe that a multi-million-dollar company gives an intern carte blanche to post whatever they want to an Instagram page with over 7 million followers without having to be cleared by any higher-ups. Girl, bye. You tried it. I do not believe for one second that Tarte of all companies doesn't have an entire team handling their social media accounts. Now they're just insulting our intelligence if they think anyone bought the excuse that it was an intern's fault. Maybe Tarte needs to get their head out of their ass because they're focusing too much on tripping with Tarte PR trips and showering influencers with Cartier bracelets, and spend more time and money investing in a team that not only could have caught this mistake before it happened, but also would have been capable of properly addressing issues like these without throwing an intern under the bus. While they're at it, they should work on keeping their items in stock so paying customers who support the company can buy the products they send in triplicate to their influencers. Anyway, after receiving more backlash for blaming an intern, they deleted the intern line but later ended up deleting the entire apology and replacing it with this one. Dear Tartlets, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry and embarrassed. Yesterday, we made a mistake by sharing an insensitive meme with a racist term. There is no excuse for using any type of racial slur regardless of the context. We understand that this ignorance has caused us to lose loyal fans and we completely understand. I take full responsibility and we thank you all for helping us to educate our team and each other. Sincerely, Maureen, CEO and founder of Tarte. They also went a step further to personally reach out to people who commented on the situation both on Instagram and Twitter, and even responded to my initial tweet saying, "We're deeply sorry and embarrassed about yesterday's insensitive meme. We have posted a formal apology on Instagram. Thank you to everyone who has helped us educate our team and each other." See, the second apology together with personally reaching out to people is what they should have done in the first place. I don't know if they just panicked and put up the initial apology without thinking it through, but it's always best to just be honest, admit your mistake, and apologize. Just be sincere and take responsibility, which is what they ended up doing anyway, so they just made themselves look foolish blaming the intern initially. Now, let's talk about the racial aspect of this post. As I said in the beginning, there were a lot of people who were really quick to dismiss the words ching chong as not being racist or offensive, but I think that's really easy to say if you're not Asian and haven't experienced the ridicule that goes along with these words. So I spoke with Judy, who is one of my supporters, to gain better insight into what these words mean to her, being Korean, in hopes of educating those who didn't understand why the post was interpreted by some as racist or offensive. I asked Judy what her initial reaction was to Tarte's post, and she responded by saying, "I honestly thought it was one of those fake accounts. I guess I didn't want to believe that a big company like Tarte would say or post something like that." I asked her if she was personally offended by the post, and if so, why. Her response was, "Yes, I was offended by it because I grew up hearing that exact phrase used on me to insult/ridicule me. It's one of those terms that has history behind it, which makes it a racist term. It was used to insult Asians and our language in general." I asked Judy what she would say to people who said it's reaching to interpret this post as racist, and she said, "I see lots of change in perspectives and people who are being educated with other racism going on. This situation is the same as any other racism issue. You cannot speak for me or anybody who the term is offensive to. It is a term created to be used against Asians. There is nothing positive about this term. If you are not Asian, don't speak for us. I do not speak for the Asian community, but I do find it offensive and I know others would agree." I asked Judy what the words ching chong mean to her and whether she had experienced racism from people using these words. Her response was, "Ching chong is an extremely offensive term to mock our language, the way we look, and how we speak in general. I grew up hearing this every day from people. Even though I speak English fluently, I've heard people saying, quote, 'She probably doesn't understand unless it's ching chong crap,' end quote, right in front of me. Many times people would say, 'Go back to your country, you ching chong cat-eating fuckers.'" It's interesting that she said that because my initial tweet on the issue was a repost of Kiyoshi Matarai's post. Sorry if I totally butchered that name, but if you look at the highlighted comment, you can see exactly what Judy is saying. The person wrote, "But that's how you fucking Chinese people sound to non-Chinese people. Get the fuck over it. Stop eating cats and dogs, nasty asses." I mean, that is just disgusting, but it goes to show you that racism is attached to those words. I finished off by asking Judy what she'd say to white people who said the post wasn't racist, and she said, "Go find yourself a big crowd of Asians and say that exact term loud and clear, please." Anyway, you guys, I want to thank Judy for answering my questions and sharing her perspective on the matter. As I said, I really don't care if this story is a week or even a year old. It's never too late to talk about issues like these, and I intend on using my platform, however small it may be, to shine a light on real-life problems such as those covered in this video and my previous video. But I hope that my video was different to what's currently out there, and I hope that hearing from someone who experiences racism as a result of those words will help you realize that just because something doesn't personally affect you, or just because you're not offended by something, doesn't give you the right to judge someone for being offended. I think we all just need to be respectful of each other when it comes to issues like these. Even if you don't understand it, be respectful of others. Okay, you guys, that is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on the situation, and let me know if you were one of the people who initially didn't understand why it was offensive, but after hearing directly from someone who was affected by those words, have become more accepting of those who were offended. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you again soon in my next one. Bye!